everyone, welcome to the new tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to make a cool game all in Blender. First of all, what you have to do is we have to download this make human tool for Blender. Okay, so to do that, go to makehumancommunity.org. I will be giving the description in the link below. To download, go to downloads, and then on downloads you can click Windows version. After that, what you have to do is you have to download extra plugins for Make Human and Blender for them to smoothly run with each other. Okay, so for that, what we have to do is we have to go to our download page. Okay, downloads page, and in the bottom menu, what you can see here is plugins page. Under the often used extensions, you can see the plugins page. Go to the plugins page. After that, what you are going to download is you are going to download this MSX2. Okay, let's download this. I've already downloaded it, but let's do it again. MSX2 plugin, and then we are going to download MSX2 for Blender. In the bottom menu you can see. Okay, after these two is downloaded, we can download this make target and make clothes for Blender too. Okay, these three things. Let's repeat again: MSX2, and then we're going to download make target and make clothes and MSX2. Okay, after downloading the first MSX2, what we get is we get this file here, this folder 9 export MSX2. We have to export this to the plugins page of Make Human. Okay, so click on extract to and go to the Make Human file that you have extruded, you have downloaded before. Okay, so what you get is a Make Human file. So go to the link where you have downloaded the file. Okay, extracted the Make Human file. So I have extracted in local disk E, and after going to Make Human, what I do is I select plugins. Okay, and I'm going to export this folder to the plugins. Okay, hit OK. And so I have already exported this. It's saying me to replace this, but I don't have to do it. Okay, I just click close. So this work here is done. Let's go to our Blender plugins. Okay, for that one we go to the MX2 download zip, the second one where I downloaded MX2 for Blender. What we have to do is we have to open this file. Okay, and then we have to copy this folder. Here you can see this folder. We have to copy this folder to the add-on folder of Blender where you have pasted your Blender files. So where that usually is you go to your local disk C, and then program files, and then you go to Blender Foundation. Where is it? You go to Blender Foundation, and then you go to Blender, and then you go to 2.79. okay, and then you go to scripts, and then you go to add-ons, and you're going to click add-ons and paste this file here. Okay, let's close that too. After that, what's left is the last one, make clothes and zip. We are going to do the same thing for these two. We take these two folders and extract it to the exact location I told you before: local disk C, Blender Foundations, program files, Blender Foundation, Blender 2.79, scripts, and add-ons, and click add-on and paste this here. Okay, I did this already, so I don't need to do this. After that, you have to install both of them in Blender and Make Human. You don't have to install it in Make Human, but you have to install it in Blender. We go to File, we go to User Preferences, we go to our add-ons, and then we search for Make Human. And what we do is we select all these options that's available: Make Human Input Runtime, Make Human Make Clothes, Make Target, and Make Walk. Okay, this make walk is important for motion capture kind of things. We are not going to do that here. So go to your Make Human. In Make Human, it's really easy. Make your character the way you want it to be. So what I do here is I change the gender to female, as my character is going to be female, and my age is going to be 8. Just play with it, and it's not a big deal, anyone can do this. Okay, so I'll show you the result I got from this. Just play with the geometries. You can add hats. Okay, you can add hats, and you can also add female clothes. So just play with all of it and you will understand. Okay, so once you've made your character, I've made my character like this. She is female of age 8. Okay, and then change all the settings, change all the clothes, change all the braids, and here you will know about it when you play with it. It's really simple. So once you do this, what you have to do is you have to assign a bone to this character, so you can take it to Blender and rig a walk and run cycle for your game. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to go to the pose and animate menu here. So I have already done this. Let's select this node. After you go to pose and animate, what you have to do is you have to select this default bone right here. Okay, and go to your modeling menu once again. So the bone is been assigned to your model. So now what we have to do is we have to export this character and the bones, all of it, to Blender. So how can we do this? We can go to export and then click the name girl final. So and then what we do is we export it as make human exchange. Okay, so the menu here appear because we downloaded the plugin before. Okay, the plugin is MSX2 plugin or something like that. I showed you before. So after transferring the plugin folder 9x0 or something like that, I transferred it to make humans plugin folder. Okay, after that only this option is seen, else this option is not seen. So go back to what I said before and install this option if you have not done so. So after we select this, what we do is we just export it. So we have exported the model and rig from make human to Blender. Go to file, user preferences, add-ons, and then hit make human. Okay, so if your folders are transferred, you will see these options here. Click mark all the options. What you will see after that is the MX2 run and make walk option. Go to MX2 run and we click import MSX2. Okay, so after that we select the file we exported. It's going to be girl final that I just exported from make human. We're going to import this. We select the file. Okay, but what we want here is we want our character to have bone drivers and IK, FK, everything. Okay, so we can do that too. It's really easy and it's really great feature. What we can do is we can click this override exported data. Click this. Okay, just select it and override exported data, and then go to the bottom where you see the rigging tab here. Okay, the rigging tab, and under it you see an exported option here. Click that and then click MHX. Okay, in the rigging option you will see the drop down menu and then hit MHX for that, and then we can import MHX2. Okay, now that our file is imported, it's time to add IK and FK controls to our rig. Okay, so that anyone can rig a walk cycle, run cycle easily. So what we have to do for that is we select the bottom circle there, bottom circle that controls everything, and you see menus in MXS2 runtime tab. Okay, in the left hand side. So what you do is you go to the bottom and you will see the FK IK switch in the in somewhere there, FK IK switch. Okay, and go there and just hit IK, 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 and IK. Okay, what it does is it gives IK functions to your skeleton or make human rig. But sometimes in Blender 2.79 what happens is this IK function doesn't work. Okay, there is an important reason for this. What you have to do is go to File, User Preferences, and then in the File menu in the User Preferences, you can see Auto Run Python Scripts. Okay, remember that. Just it might be unticked and then the IK might not run. Just go ahead and tick the Auto Run Python Scripts, and your work and your rig will be capable of doing IK controls. Okay, hey everyone, we are in our next lesson where we will learn to how to make walk cycle super fast. So for walk cycle, let's start quick. This is going to be our reference plane for our walk cycle. Okay, so first there is a contact pose, down pose, pass pose, up pose, and contact pose. Just take these poses as reference for your walk cycle. It's going to be really simple. And down here you can see the time that we can time intervals that we can take for the walk cycle. The time here is 1, 4, 7, 10, and 3. So there are 2 intervals in every pose. Okay, so what we do now is we go to our file, and then we are going to create the first one, the contact pose at first. Okay, first let's fix our pose from the front direction. It's a little bit spread wide. Okay, so now our front pose is fixed. Let's start making the first contact pose. Okay, let me see the reference. Okay, this is going to be here, this leg is going to be here. So as it's not flat on the surface, let's bring it a little down. Grab Z. So both our legs are stretched. It's going to be our contact pose. Okay, contact pose. After that comes the down pose. But before going to down pose, what we have to do is we have to keyframe all of the poses. So we click A, and then we click I. Okay, and then we click lock rot scale. This is an important thing. Note it down. It's going to be setting your keyframes in your walk cycle. Okay, what it does is it adds a keyframe to our timeline. Now that our contact pose is done, it's time to do the pass pose. Okay, the pass pose. So let's go down and see the timing of pass pose. It's going to be in our frame 7. So let's go to our frame 7. How can we know if it's frame 7? You can see right there bottom. Get a little knowledge of keyframing and timeline, then you will be fine. Let's go to our another pose, that is contact pose once again with the another leg forward. So how can we do that is let's take this pose here, and we are going to mimic this pose again. The last pose is going to be on our frame 13. This is a new thing. We are now going to the dope sheet. Okay, what it does is it gives you all the keyframes that we have created till now. So this one first is a contact pose, and this second one is a pass pose, and we are going to copy this contact pose and then paste it to the frame 13. Okay, all of the contact pose we are going to copy and paste it to 13. What we do to copy is we click Shift and D, and then after that drag it. Okay, it will be dragged, and then paste it to 13. You can still grab and move it here and there. Okay, just hit Shift and D, and without clicking the mouse button, drag it if you want to change the position. After that, what we get is we get a new keyframe here, because we have added one from the dope sheet editor. Okay, you go to the menu in the bottom page here and go to dope sheet. Okay, you will find it if you take a look at it for a while. So what we do here is we get this pass pose and we get contact pose, but this contact pose is in opposite direction and we have to change it. To change it, what we do is we select this one, and this is going to be our next contact pose. We click all of the controllers, we click I and then click location, rotation and scale. We get our first pass pose, and this pass pose is incorrect, and we get our second first contact pose, and the pass pose, and the contact pose, and the second pass pose. The second pass pose is accurate, but first pass pose is not accurate. Let's change this. Rotate this and grab this down. Just take this, grab this and rotate this. Grab this a little more. Okay, so let's select all of it, click I and then hit look, rot and scale, location, rotation and scale. This will do us the keyframe. So what we got here is we got the contact pose, and then we got the pass pose, and we got the contact pose again, and then we got the pass pose. Okay, so after it's done, what we do now is we make this cycle of it so it looks more real to us. Okay, so what we do is we take the first contact pose, okay, and then we are going to copy it to the last contact pose, so because both of them are same. So let's take the first contact pose. Let's go to Dope Sheet Editor, and this one is the first contact pose, and we are going to copy it in the exact interval after 7. So we got 1 to 1, we came from 1 to 7 and then to 13 and then to 20, and we are going to add 7 again, so it's going to be 27. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have reached 27. So what we do now is we copy all of the first pose and paste it to last 27th pose. So click Shift D and then grab it and then hit enter. So what we get here is a full walk cycle, but it's not refined yet. So let's adjust our start frame as 1 and our end frame as 27. Yeah, yes, I think so. Okay, so what we get here is a good walk cycle. Okay, so now that we've completed all our key poses, here is we made contact pose, pass pose, and again we made contact pose. This one's for one leg, and we made this for another leg too. So our total poses are 1 2 3 and another 3, but this pose repeat itself, so our total poses are 5. So what we got here is 1 2 3 4 5 poses. So we have 5 poses and the another one repeat itself. Okay, so now let's add some more poses to our scene. So what are the more poses? Oops, sorry, let's fix this. Okay, so the poses now are down pose and up pose. So let's add down pose now. So the down pose is going to be in frame number 4. So let's go to our frame number 4. Okay, so this is frame number 4. In the down pose, we are going to grab this down a little bit. Okay, let's grab it to certain extent. Let's grab it to certain extent. Grab G, select G, and then 0.3. Oops, minus 0.3. That will work. And then select all, and then hit I, and then look, and then select location, rotation, and scale. Okay, so our down pose is complete. So this goes down, this goes up, and then now it's time to add up pose in key number 10. Here is going to be our up pose. So we take this and then let's grab G 0.3. okay, let's hit I and location, rotation, scale. Let's compare the up pose with the another one. This is down, this is up. let's do it a little more up. Okay, okay. So I location rotation scale, so what it looks like, down, up, really down. And so now that the up pose is added, the first cycle is complete. So now it's time to add a new pose, and the pose is going to be the same down pose for the next leg. Okay, so let's go to our this tab, and then there is going to be another down pose for the next leg. So the pose is going to be in frame number 16. So this is going to be the down pose again. Let's grab it a little down again. Let's hit I and location rotation scale 23. There's going to be another up pose. I location rotation scale. So let's see the overall result. So the whole result looks like this. It looks like it's walking, but this hand are kind of weird, so we are going to fix the hand now. Now we are going to fix the hand. So before fixing the hand, let me tell you one thing first. If you want to delete a keyframe, then go to the keyframe and then go to the viewport. Take your mouse cursor to the viewport and click Alt I. This will bring a menu, and then hit OK. This will delete the keyframe. Okay, so let's go about making a hand. Let's select all the frames and test out a little bit. So everything's working fine. Now it's only a matter of adding movement to the hands, and our walk cycle will complete. To do that, what we do is we go to our down pose. Okay, because the hand is farthest away when it is in down pose. Let me take our example here. So the hand in the down pose right here, the hand is farthest away, as you can see here. So we will incorporate that to our walk cycle, and our walk cycle will look believable. So let's go to our down pose, and in the down pose what we do is, this is the down pose, so the hand will be farthest away here, but as the right foot is outside, we are going to rotate our left hand outside, because during walking hand moves alternately. Okay, so let's click 3 to our side view and then rotate a bit. So this is going to be the farthest pose for our hand. Okay, so what we do now is we select these two guys here and then hit I and then click look rotation and scale. Okay, this will keyframe the hand to the one pose, and then let's go to our next down pose. So this is our first down pose, and this is our next down pose. Before, what happened was I added an extra keyframe for the hand, so the hand came forward. That was my mistake, so I'm going to delete the keyframe. To do that, I'm going to go to viewport, click Alt I and then delete keyframe. Okay, so in this pose what happens is, this is the down pose. In this pose what happens is, hand goes to the farthest again. So what we do now is we add a new keyframe. Okay, so we separate our hands more, just like before. Okay, we going to rotate this. So this is going to be our second pose. Okay, and then let's click I and then click location rotation and scale. So this is going to keyframe our hand, so our hand goes from here to here. Okay, but after that it stops. So what to do now? So that is a tricky part, so you should consider this. So after you go from here, there is no down pose. Okay, down pose is directly here, directly at the back. So but you don't want the hand to stop. So what you do is you copy this pose and add it here. So what if you do that, what happens is the Blender will automatically add keyframes to this part and the hand will move. Okay, so let's know the difference between the two frames here. the difference is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 10 11 12. So the difference is 12 from here to here. So from here to here the difference should be 12. Let's see, here is 16, so the difference would be, so the another frame should be in 28th frame. So another frame should be in 28th frame, and in 28th frame we want this frame to be copied here, okay, in 20th frame. So let's copy this frame first. What we do to copy this frame is we select these two controllers, okay, and then we go to our dope sheet menu, and then let's go down, and we have to, if there was a bone, okay, so if it was bone it would have been easier to identify, but as there are controllers it is hard to identify, and we have to identify by reading the text here. So the text written is upper hand FK, upper arm FK, and upper arm FK R, upper arm FKL. These are the two curves we just selected, okay, so these are the two curves, and what we do is we select these two frames, and then we duplicate it, and then copy this frame to the one we talked about, that is frame number 28. That's done. So what happens here is, as you can see, the hand will move from here to here, again the hand will move from here to here. That is nice, okay, but what's happening here is but what really is happening here is this is working, but to the back the hand is staying still, okay, there is no movement of hand. So we want to fix that too. There are two points to be fixed, one in the back and one in the front. So we have to add another keyframe tool that's going to move the hand from here to here, okay, because the hand is still. So what we have to do is we have to copy this keyframe right here, we have to copy this keyframe, and we have to paste this keyframe here. So let me tell you again, we have to copy this keyframe and we have to paste this keyframe here. Why do we do this is then the data of this keyframe comes here, and the movement will happen from this frame to this frame. I'm just look at the cursor very detailedly, okay. So let's copy this keyframe now. Go to our dope sheet, and then let's copy these two keyframe, okay, shift D, and then let's paste it to the first frame. What it does is, as a frame ends here, these two will start over again. Let's go to our 3D view, and then our walk cycle is complete. Now we can get our smooth walk cycle that can be used for game. So after our walk cycle is complete, it's time to incorporate it into our Armory game engine. So let's go. You can see that our hands are really far away from our waist, so let's fix that too. Let's go to our hand here. Okay, so now our walk cycle is complete. So as you can see, this will work for now. So what I want you to do is add more animations like run and ideal animation later on. So what I want you to do is add more animations like run animation, ideal breathing animation, and all other things. So now our walk animation is complete. Okay, let's go to our timeline. So as our walk animation is complete, it's time to import this animation to the game engine. And the game engine we're gonna be using is UP Blender game engine. It's a fork to the real Blender game engine. As in Blender 2.8, Blender game engine is no more, so they've created UP Blender game engine, and it looks awesome. So I'm going to show you how to use that. Okay, so the animation is complete. We are going to open this file in our UP Blender game engine. We are going to use UP Blender game engine, so let's do that. First of all, let's download our UP Blender UPBGE. Okay, let's go to UPBGE. Then you can see it in the first menu, and then in the 0.23 release, go to the downloads. Okay, you will see this, and download Windows 6. So after downloading UP Blender game engine, what you will get is, after downloading UP Blender engine, what you will get is you will get a zip file, and you need to extract it somewhere, and the blend file is going to be this. So animation is okay, but sometimes the animation might not be okay. It's because sometimes if you go to file user preferences, and in the file menu, if the tick mark is not there in the auto run Python script, what happens is your animation, the IK and FK of make human doesn't work, so your animation turns out to be like this. So you have to fix that. Okay, file user preferences, go to file and tick mark, and then save. So now what we have to do is we have to make a game plane, okay, for the character to walk. Let's make a plane. So the plane is going to be straight. So this is our plane. Yes, and after that what we have to do is we have to go to our Blender game. Okay, and now we are going to add controller to our object here. Okay, we are going to join all these objects that we created in Make Human. Let's go to our G tab and click the sort and hands, and then what is left is the hair, the eyes, the eyelashes, and this thing here, and then the bottom eyelash. So now what we do is we hit Ctrl and J. So everything is one object now. Okay, so as they are weight painted before, there is no need to do that again. The animation will work fine even if they are joined. Okay, but here one issue has been taken place. The crows are inserting inside the body mesh. What we can do to fix that is, let's do that right now. So they are not joined now. What we can do is we can go to our each object here, go to the modifiers tab in the setting in the corner. So here is only amateur modifier, it's okay. Let's check the pant, and it's also okay. Let's check the hand. As you can see in the hand there is a new modifier, so we need to apply that. Okay, after that when you join, no issues come place. So let's join all of them, and there won't be any issue. So now if we hit play, then there is no any penetration in the mesh. Okay, after that what we do is we make some controller that controls this character here. For that what we're going to do is we are going to add a mesh. So I will tell these steps really fast now, so hang on with me. Go to mesh and create a cube. Okay, and then scale the cube such that it covers the whole body. Okay, so this cube is going to be our character controller. So after this making this cube, what we do is we go to our constraint tab. In the corner you can see a ball jumping, that's the constraint tab, and we are going to add a character controller to this scene. This is what we use to make a character, control the character. Okay, let's go to the fun part straight away. We are going to remove this cube for now. If we hit P now, that is play the game, then what we get is we get a character with textures too, and it's looking pretty good. And after that, if we hit ESC, then we exit the game. Okay, so to control the character, what we do here is we make another window here, another window here. The window is going to be logic editor, and then we are going to select our amateur there. Okay, in logic editor there are 3 options. So let's add a sensor. The sensor is going to be a keyboard sensor. So in the key, if we press W, then what we want the character to do is we want the character to start walking. So for that, what we're going to do is in the accumulator we're going to action. What happens is if we press key, then this action takes place. So we are going to connect these two right there like this. And then what is the action? Let's define the action now. So the action is going to be looping our animation. To loop our animation, what we have to do is we have to click this loop stop. Okay, click that, and then what we do is we select the animation that we are going to play. The animation is going to be girl final action. We should have named the animation before. I didn't do that, but I think it will work. So the animation is going to be girl action, and the start frame is going to be 1, and the end frame is going to be 26. So if you did your walk cycle before, you are going to remember your start and end frame. Okay, so let's remove this. Let's close that window. Let's hit P for play, and we click W. Okay, so it's walking, but it's lagging because I am recording it. So sorry for that, but it's working. Okay, you might know for yourself. So let's skip that. So now that the walking is done, when we hit W, what we have to do now is we want the character to move forward when we hit W. Okay, so for making the character move forward, what we have to do is we have to make a cube. This is a cube. I made it before, I showed you. So we have to make a cube that surrounds the character. Okay, just remember that. After making the cube, what we have to do is we have to apply scale for cube. Okay, I have applied the scale for the cube. Okay, and after that, what we do is we go to this physics menu, and the cube is going to strike on the plane here. Okay, but the cube is the whole character. So what we do is we parent the cube to the character. So let's select the amateur first, and let's shift select the cube, and then hit Ctrl P, and then set parent to object. That will parent the cube. What happens after that is if we move the cube, the whole character moves. That is the important part. So now that our cube is parented, it's time to add physics to our cube. So to add physics, we go to the corner menu. Here the physics tab, here are render tabs, object tab, and you can see in the corner there is physics tab. Go to physics tab, and then select the character option here, because this cube is going to be controlled as a kind of character. Okay, and then what happens is the mesh here, this mesh here collides with cube, so it gives us weird results. To ignore that, what we have to do is we have to select the mesh. We have to select our real character that's inside the cube. Okay, as you can see, I have selected the hand, and then go to physics tab, and then click no collision. Okay, if you click no collision, then there will not be any lag, so that is important too. And we now select our plane. After selecting our plane, what we do is we we just leave it. The plane is static, so it will collide on our character, but what we do is we add collision bonds. Okay, what collision bonds does is, let me tell you in a little while. So now here the collision bonds are off, so let's see what happens. So the character penetrates the ground. Okay, so what if we keep the collision bonds on for the plane, and we keep the collision bonds on for the box and the plane. So what happened is the character stays in the position. Okay, that is the important thing. So this will help you set your character. Now that our character is fixed in a place, what we do now is we move the character forward when we hit W. So what we do for that is we go to our dope sheet editor. Go to your dope sheet editor there. Oops, sorry. We go to our logic editor, and then what we are going to do is we are not going to select amateur now. We selected amateur before for the animation, but we are going to select cube for the real movement. Okay, so for that what we have to do is we have to add a sensor. The sensor is going to be the keyboard again. Okay, and then the key is going to be W again. Okay, because when we click W, the character will move forward. And then we add a actuator. So in actuator, what we are going to do is we are going to select this motion guide. As the cube is moving forward and backward, okay, we are going to select the motion. So we are going to connect these two. So and we are going to define motion now. So if we hit W, what happens is we change the direction of X to, we decrease the X value. So the as the cube character is facing opposite side of cube, what we have to do is we have to change the value of Y to minus 0.2. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then let's hit play, and then if we hit W, oops, something happened here. We will fix that soon. Is it moving forward? Oh, let's hit P. If we hit W, it's staying the same, but we have to move it forward or backward. Okay, we will fix that. If we, oops, we have mistakenly selected left alt as the key. The key is W. Okay, so let's go to our 3D view and then hit play P. And then if we hit W, the character moves. Okay, that's what we wanted. So I think after that you might be able to make your animations and movements. Okay, that's the thing. So now that our character is moving, now we want our mouse to rotate and change direction of character. Let's go to our logic editor again. Okay, so now what we do is we are going to add our mouse sensor. Okay, so after mouse sensor, we are going to change the mouse event to movement. So as our mouse moves, our character turns here and there. So and then we are going to add an actuator. The actuator is again going to be a mouse, and then let's connect these two. Okay, but here the mouse is going to rotate. To make the character rotate only, what you do is you choose the drop down menu from visibility to look. Okay, so we want our character to look right and left, but we don't want our character to look up and down. Okay, so we are going to close this y-axis, so unclick this use y-axis. So let's see what we get now. Let's hit P. So what we get is when we click W, then our character moves, but what's happening here is the mouse is moving to opposite direction. It's not what I expected. So as I move my mouse right, the character moves left. If I move my mouse left, the character moves right. I don't want that. What I want is I want my mouse to move in the direction the character moves. I want my character to move in the direction my mouse moves. So what I do is I change the sensitivity of mouse from 2 to -2. Okay, just add that minus there. And so now if we play, our character moves to the direction our mouse is moving. Okay, looking really good. Okay,